Follow me, I'm standing on the border of everything. Listen close, can you hear the spirits sing those messages of long ago?
Hey. Hey. Come with me, we'll travel through the trials and tragedy, rest and play. Can you hear the spirits shout the secrets in their melodies? Dream, explore the mysteries. Breathe, a new life is revealed to me. Once again, we'll start our story anew. Don't be afraid, I will be with you.
Hey.
Welcome to the mind of a different kind. We've been growing so late. Think I'm on 11, but I'm on a 9. Guess you don't really know me. Running from the past is a losing game. It never brings you glory. Been down this road before. Already know the story.
Hi guys. Hello. I'm here. Oh boy. I'm just waiting on Roger right now. That's all. I'm just waiting on him. Ads? Oh shoot, I gotta turn those off. Fudge, how do I turn off ads? I gotta turn off the ads. No, that's gonna make things very unbearable. Dang it. I'll unmute myself on Zoom. Gosh. How do you turn off ads? I forgot. I don't like touching them. Affiliate, haha. Let's see. Dang it. Stream? Dang it, no. Channel. Oh my god, I forgot how to turn them off. I forgot how to turn them off. Shit. Oh no. I don't know how to turn off ads. No, not that. It should be under here. And... Aha! Here we go. Easy. Okay, I turned it off. We're good. Okay, you're at work for 1 more hour, but you'll be watching and working perfect. Look at that.
3 makes Sonic Heroes.
A sub. We love to see it. What's up, Sky City? Okay. Yeah, we're just waiting on Roger. Okay. Okay. I don't know what he's caught up with right now. I'm gonna click this link again, see what happens. Like maybe I don't want to like end the meeting. If I leave the meeting and then rejoin it, let's try that. Because I don't know, what are the odds he's just sitting there waiting for me, you know? Okay, he's not. But he could have been. He could have been. Good luck with the interview. Thank you. Oh, Roger, where are you? Heroes are always fashionable. He's typing! Sorry. He's typing. Connecting in minutes. Sorry, my last session ran long. No worries, dude. No worries. Woo! Who followed me? Oh no, Tio. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, he's coming soon. Dude, as soon as he enters, I'm gonna freak out. I don't know what to say. I mean, I know what to say. I know what to do, but like it's just, oh my God. Like, I don't know what to, I just, oh man. Oh, yeah, Nightbot, tell him, Nightbot, tell him. Oh man. Oh boy. I'm freaking out, man. But the best thing to do is just be patient, wait for him to show up, be on our best behavior, be like, "Hi, Roger. How are you today, sir? I'm great. I'm grand. Let's begin with the interview, shall we? So, Sonic the Hedgehog, chili dogs, am I right? What the heck am I talking about?" Roger's on the stream. He's about to be. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm not alone anymore. He's here. Oh, God. What do I do? Oh god! I have to admit him in. Is he admitted? Oh, he's admitted. Oh my god, he's in a studio room. Oh, okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh, hopefully I got this set up right. Oh, perfect.
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
It rated me. Oh my god. Wait, why is it reversed? It's supposed to be like this. There we go. Okay. Oh.
Did I mess up? Was there a special ring hidden somewhere that I just completely missed?
Why is there a clip?
Oh, there totally wasn't there?
That doesn't make any sense. I thought I turned that off. What's up, hero? Oh, Roger. Is the sound okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Oh, can you hear me?
I mean, at least with like Sonic Forces, they made entirely
There's just a
original
clip
tracks
playing on my stream.
for like.
Why is it playing? Gosh darn it. Oh, okay. I think it's gone now. Hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good. How you been? So sorry for that. I was running late there, so that was very, I'm big timing you.
Oh, it's quite all right, sir. It's quite all right. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta stay calm, stay confident. I'm a little nervous. I gotta admit that. Oh, so Sonic Frontiers came out. Like, let's talk about that for a little bit. Are you allowed to say anything now?
I honestly don't know. I mean, like, it all depends. I mean, I have yet to play the game. I think my copy is actually sitting at the UPS store as we speak. So as soon as we're done, I'm hoping to go get that. Or if it's not, then I'm just going to download it. I'm going to get it off of Xbox if I can, ASAP. But yeah, I mean, it's so far it seems like it's being very well received. I'm very curious because I have yet to really see like a lot of clips of it or anything like that. And because of the way we record video games, it's so rare that I get to know exactly what became of anything that I've done. And so the idea that that it's out there and that I don't even know like what they did with it, how it all kind of came to fruition. So much of what we do is just kind of recording blind. It's theater of the mind. You have your script, you do what you do, and you really don't know what it's going to become or how they're going to implement it. You don't see like cutscenes, you don't see fully rendered videos, so you never really know. So I'm excited to get a chance to play the game at 47. Like a grown man should be doing with his time.
You don't look a day over 35.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's well done. I think.
It's a compliment. Don't worry.
There you go. No, it's. I mean, what do you want to know? I mean, like, I'm barely going to be able to tell you about content. I mean, honestly, like, the job is so strange. Not just the Sonic the Hedgehog job, like as a voice, but just voice acting in general is just very. It's a strange thing to do because there's so little that you really get the context of very often that it's like you kind of just sort of go in, you do the job, you focus on doing the work, and then you can almost forget that a year or 2 years later or 3 years later or 5 years later this thing's going to come out and you don't know what it was that you did. You don't even remember. It's like, and you rarely get a chance to really kind of get a sense of the overall like entirety of the story because it's, I mean, the player is the one who gets to experience it the way the game designers intended for it to be experienced, and the actors rarely get a chance. I mean, sometimes you just, unless you're in a very heavily narrative-based game where you record chronologically, which is also very rare in voiceover sessions. So I'd love to tell you that I could give you all sorts of details or spill the beans on something, but it's probably going to be very much a letdown.
Well, okay, let's do an example question and see how much you can at least tell us about this. So
Okay.
A lot of us in my chat have played Sonic Frontiers, and the first thing we notice, Sonic has a deeper voice.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
can you tell us more about that?
So that really surprised me. That was I remember when we were working with Jack, our director, Jack Fletcher, for the voiceover on this, and when they said no, this is the direction that we're going, I thought, oh, interesting. This is a little bit more that they wanted it to be, maybe not quite so cartoony, or not quite so fantastical, but to take the world in which Sonic exists and take it a little bit more serious and have a game where the stakes are a little bit higher, and maybe perhaps when it's a little more broad in sense of performance style and comedy and voice, that maybe that doesn't do it the best service possible. So that for this game in particular, they wanted to go that direction. It's funny because every single Sonic game to me is always a little different. I mean, it's there's always a different approach, and that is the nature of my job as well, which is to say, it doesn't matter if you've done it, like certain ways in the past. It's like if you walk in and they go, hey, this is what we want to do for this one, you go, oh, okay. So we're taking it from here and putting it down lower and doing something different and maybe being a little bit more theatrical, if you will, in our style, as opposed to broad, over-the-top kind of comedic sort of voiceover performances. Yeah, that was absolutely their choice, their decision, and that was something that that I discovered upon getting in and showing up for the session. That all of a sudden it was like, ooh, this is a different Sonic game. This is a very much more subdued by comparison, but still those elements of Sonic being kind of snarky and kind of funny and sarcastic, and some of that stuff is still there. But my gosh, I think I just remember kind of going, man, there's a lot about this that it feels like even some of the wounding or even some of the exhaustion or that kind of thing is a little more. It's rare that we would have Sonic be that kind of exhausted, or that kind of like sort of like worn out. That was even sort of a different thing. But yeah, it's neat to see people responding to that. I've seen quite a lot of feedback from people saying this is kind of a great direction for Sonic to go, and that's interesting. I mean, it's like maybe this is what we're learning in terms of a new generation of fans kind of coming online, and every single character, every single product out there, if it wants to remain vital and viable, I should say, it has to adapt and introduce itself to a new audience. And perhaps that's what Sega wanted to do with this sort of rendition of Sonic. I have no idea if it's going to stick. I have no idea what's coming down the pipe, but it was a really neat thing to get to this thing, especially this game.
Now, are you hoping that the future of the franchise continues with these like more mature storylines, or do you want it to like just tone it down a little bit?
I have no idea. I mean, it's like this is the best part about my job. I think a lot of people think that I work for Sega, meaning like I go to Sega's offices all the time. It's just not that way, and especially pandemic. When we did some of the early recordings were done at a studio. I recall, yeah, some of it was at an actual studio. And then now everything was sort of done remotely, because of the pandemic. For a lot of the industry, I literally was recording for a client just before having to disconnect and connect to you kind of thing for my home little studio here.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, did I just interrupt them mid-recording?
What's that? No, thankfully it was a scheduled kind of a thing, so the agency knew, and now they got that Javon's interview and that kind of thing, and they bump it. And they bump it up right against, from 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, it's like, man, the flags will always take you right up until that, that 4 o'clock hour, and then it's like, I'm still going to disconnect and then connect and then send files and go. No, it's wherever this is all headed, I'm usually the last to find out. I mean, that's the nature of what I do for a living, is that I don't own the rights to these characters. I'm not involved in decisions that sort of shape where these characters go. I don't have a say in any of that, so I'm just as excited and curious to find out what's going to happen. I mean, there's never been a better time to be a Sonic fan, because you have just this feast of available content to gorge yourselves on. With Sonic Prime coming out, you've got the cinematic universe now, which is a strange thing even referred to as, well, there's the Sonic cinematic universe. Now there's Sonic games, and they're kind of, I find it very interesting in sort of revisiting a lot of like earlier titles. And kind of playing around with sort of the history of the character, which I think is really kind of cool. I think that was kind of maybe something that started with like Generations, where they suddenly realized like, well, maybe going back to the roots of this and re-releasing versions of things that are sort of upgraded for these next gen consoles and that kind of thing is a great approach. So it's cool to see what they might be thinking, what they're thinking about, where they're going is unknown to me, and I'm just happy that we got, yet again, got to be a part of another Sonic game, which is just incredible. Having done this since 2010, it's like it's an incredible thing, and it's always just very humbling to be a part of something as massive as this icon of gaming, this talking blue hedgehog, and to be one of the many actors who have been able to lend their voice to this character. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. But where it's going, I'm the last to know. They want to tell us. It's a good idea, because we do something stupid, be like, yeah, man, I'm thinking like the one that's coming out in 2029, like, you get these weird, it's like, we'll spill the beans on something and make a mistake, so they don't tell us accuracy.
Yeah, a lot of people think that y'all know everything. It's like, even like years in advance, like you said, and it's like, no, they don't. They just voice the actors and that's it. Or not the actors, the characters.
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting kind of a disconnect that I see very often. I think when people act as if I need to go tell someone at Sega something, and I'm like, that's not how this works. It's like, they call my agency says, you've got a booking coming up, here's the date and time, be ready to go, and then I very often will find out what I'm saying minutes before the session begins or during the session. They'll share the script right as you connect, and now you get to see what you're saying, and it's like, so it's a lot of like, it's a lot of like what we do is almost like doing cold reads. That's why I think a lot of people think, voice acting could be this easy, and it's like, well, there's a lot to it that it's like, there's a lot that's sort of called upon where you're kind of doing stuff on the fly, and it's all very last minute, it's very rushed at times. It can be, video game sessions can be very, very quick, if there's a session, if there's an issue with the session because of something technological, or there's a script formatting issue, or something's going on. Now we work into situations where we have a company that's based in Japan that has an American entity as well, and the translation issues that can go into discussions about lines. If I have a question that's very specific to something, like, hey, he said this, but I don't understand the context of why he's saying this, what happened earlier, and then you might have translations taking place. Like, all these things that's how games are made. It's not just unique to Sega. I mean, it's anytime you've got a situation like a language barrier or that kind of thing, it can really become a very complicated process. And I think a lot of people just assume that it's like, well, I get the script well in advance, I memorize all my lines, I'm devoted. It's like, no, it's so rare to A, get a chance to do that. B, you wouldn't want to necessarily be that married to anything because so much can change last minute for myriad reasons that are beyond the actor's control. And I think a lot of fans just don't realize like how games are made, how this works. I don't go to Sega's offices. I don't hang out at Sega every day. I don't have the ear of Mr. or Mrs. Sega. It doesn't happen that way. I am a hired gun. I am a voice actor who shows up to do a job. And the way I always say it is, and this is the balance of the way it works to be a working voice actor, is I work on many of the world's most important projects, sometimes many throughout the day and many throughout the week. And I have to be professionally ready to go for all of these other clients who have the world's most important project. So for whatever given client you're working for at that moment, that is the most important thing in their day, is that they're working with you on this thing that's very important to them. And you have to remind them of the fact that it's like, but if we go long, or if you're trashing my voice and you didn't tell us it was going to be vocally stressful, I am here ready to go and work for you, but I also have to be professionally prepared and ready to show up for my other clients, because that's how this industry works. And I think the fans just don't really sometimes always grasp that. And I get it, because they just are, if they're obsessed with Sonic or Apex Legends or whatever it might be, that to them is their thing, and that's, you're a part of this thing that matters so much to them. They can't fathom that you don't know everything, or that you aren't, just immersed in the, the sort of lore and canon of a given character. And it's like, man, it changes from project to project, and it's just, and I work on, thankfully, knock on wood, multiple projects throughout the week, throughout the day. So it's kind of, that's the gig. That is the job of it. Which is, I guess, a little maybe disappointing or lackluster.
Well, I'd say it sounds like a fun time. I probably like going through all of it isn't probably it's not probably as fun as it seems, but like the idea of it is like, oh man, I wish I could do that,
As I often say, and I think I've heard a number of other actors say this, or voice actors specifically, like the acquisition of the work is the work. Getting the job, getting the gigs, that is the job. That's what we work on. The work itself is almost always fun, unless something's going terribly wrong, or you've got something really stressful, or there's a weird culture that exists within any given project where they've created sort of a caustic work environment, which is so rare. Because it's production, and it's heroes, and it's game characters, and it's all these things that we love. And so everybody gets to be a part of that, all the way down the line. And so what you get is a lot of people who are usually very happy to be a part of anything, and it's always a good time in the sessions, and you have a lot of fun, and you be creative, and you want to keep that creative vibe and energy sort of like flowing, so you have a good time and you keep your energy up. I mean, my gosh, to be a voice actor director is often like herding cats. And if you have an ensemble cast inside one room, like we used to do pre-pandemic for all these animated series jobs, it was like, it's like herding cats. I mean, trying to get us to calm down and to focus. We've got all these little actor, like brains in one room together, and everybody's going bonkers and trying to make each other laugh, and I'm back there making fart sounds, and it's like Adashore and I are goofballing. It's like that kind of thing. It's a lot to deal with, but that's how a session can be. The work is a lot of fun. But the acquisition of the work is the work itself. So we're constantly auditioning, constantly trying to keep our ear to the rail of what's happening and what's coming down and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
I totally believe that.
It's a fun gig, man. Don't get me wrong. It's a very fun job.
That's good. That's good. So my next question for you is, how do you prepare yourself when you're voicing Sonic the Hedgehog?
You know what? So kind of like along the lines of what I was saying earlier, I don't really. I mean, I can know registers, and I'm like, are we gonna pitch them up? Are we gonna go high? Are we gonna be kind of I don't I have to walk in and be as malleable as possible and ready for anything, because I mean, the proof, of that is in how different Sonic sounds in Frontiers in comparison to other jobs that I've done. But then again, Boom Sonic is a very different Sonic than Sonic Colors.
Yeah.
It's like that type of thing, and that's not me. I think a lot of people also assume that we walk in and that I get to, and I've said this in interviews where it's not like I walked in and went, well, here's the thing I'll be doing for your Sonic, and you're welcome. You're lucky to have me doing it. It's like, no, I show up to every gig and think, hey, are we doing something that's like a callback to something we've already done? And if so, do you have a reference? What we would refer to it as, do you have a reference file? Meaning, can you play me something that we've already done so I can hear that and go, oh, that's right, I was kind of like closer to the microphone, or I was, woo, like, or that was a little more chesty, or that kind of thing. So there's these things that we'll take into consideration, but I don't go in prepared, especially at the onset of a new project. I go in and just think, what do they want? It's not my character. It's not my project. I don't really and truly, I don't have a say. I might speak up when I feel like something's been written in a way that's sort of disingenuous to the character, and maybe I'll say, I'll give you one as written, but can I just rearrange the words? It's like if I put the character that I'm speaking to, if I put their name at the beginning as opposed to the end, it helps me kind of really sell it more. And they'll hear you. It's like that's where we get collaborative. But I'm not writing the dialogue. I'm not making the game design, that kind of thing. So as far as preparing for it, I don't really prepare. I think I listen to what the director wants to tell me and what they deem as being necessary for any given situation. I mean, some of the stuff that we do for social media with the Sonic the Hedgehog account is different. That's going to be interesting for me too, to see like where we go, like what becomes this version of Sonic that we want to retain when it comes to doing different things. Now that we've gotten, we have 3 working actors right now with Devin Mack and Ben Schwartz and I. It's like you've got 3 different voices doing 3 different sort of like universes for this character. Where do we kind of like land it when it comes to doing certain things on like shorts that we've done? That it's just so it'll be really interesting kind of going forward, and that's why I just show up and kind of go, what are we doing? How do you want it to sound? And that's my job. Like I'll be this vocal lump of clay for you, and hopefully I can shape it in a way that works for your needs as a client. That's that's the boring answer.
Hey, it's the informative answer though. Shoot. I'll take it. Next question is, who is your favorite Sonic character besides yourself?
I love Tails. I think Knuckles is hilarious. Of course, I'm going back to maybe Boom Knuckles, where he was just very kind of funny, and he's much more serious now, obviously in Frontiers by comparison. But then so are all the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with Tails. Tails is just tried and true, and he's easily one of the most likable characters out of all of them, in my opinion. So I gotta go with Tails. I mean, I know it's kind of like not cliche, but it's like I'm cheating by picking my best buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not? After Tails, I'd go Eggman.
Oh, okay.
Eggman. And then maybe Big the Cat.
Yeah, I'm glad he came back in Sonic Frontiers. A lot of people are happy to see him too.
Yeah, isn't that neat? I love that. It's hilarious that he's back. And fishing.
Yeah. The music for Fishing, wait, I don't know if you heard it or not, but it's just so good. It's so relaxing. So relaxing.
That's cool. No, I'm excited. Yeah, I should go fishing later today. Maybe that'll be my Thursday night.
There you go. Next question is, if you could change one part of Sonic's design, what would it be?
Oh man, that's a loaded question.
Yup.
See, I gotta be careful. I gotta come up with something. I think you should wear a cape. There you go. Yeah, you have a cape. How about that, fans? Take that and just skewer me on the internet.
Now, is it gonna be like a Batman cape? There you
go. Or like an Ezio cape.
Or an Ezio cape, yeah.
With a hood and and the Creed and all that. Yeah. A cape. Or just permanent fixed wings so he could fly.
Yep. No need for tails if you can fly.
I wouldn't. Well, there you go. See, I didn't say that. You said that.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, he got me there.
Controversial. No, there's not much. I mean, I like seeing the way it kind of morphs and changes, from project to project. Honestly, I think it's a neat thing to kind of see how this character just sort of gets shaped and changes, and little subtle things here and there. And it's neat that we're kind of going maybe back to a little bit more of like the classic style right now. which is kind of cool to see. Yeah, no, I'm not changing anything.
Also, you said you're gonna be playing Sonic Frontiers soon. Did you get your code for the digital shoes as well? Are you excited to use that?
No, I don't think I don't know if I did or did not. I honestly, it's like, and I'm a little bit frustrated that it didn't show up yesterday. I'm like, why is my game copy not here yet? I paid for like 24-hour shipping and all that stuff. I think, but I did this as like a pre-order, and I did it through GameStop. I think like a while back. But I have gotten a lot of notifications that my package is waiting for me. So I'm assuming it's in there now. No, I don't know. Was that part of like the pre-order digital code for digital shoes?
So you had to sign up for the newsletter, the Sonic Frontiers newsletter that gets emailed, and then like eventually you'll get emailed the code for the digital shoes. It should have came out 2 days ago.
What are digital shoes? Like you just put shoes like.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Digital code for the shoes. I'm sorry.
Okay, so they're for actual pair of shoes that they've got like Sonic-based shoes that are coming out.
It's in the game, not real life.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so digital shoes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant like digital shoes, like as in like they're just digitized or something.
No, I guess they technically are, right? If they're like,
Yeah.
it's like a token, right? It's like
Yeah.
there we go. Okay, cool. No, but hopefully I did.
Okay.
And
Yeah. They're.
I'll have to call Mr. or Mrs. Sega and have them give me this digital code.
Because everyone's excited for the Adventure 2 shoes. Like when everyone saw that, they were like, "Oh my God, Adventure 2 shoes! Oh my God, whoa!"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. See, that's Sega being smart and giving fans little bits and pieces of things that are established and like rooted in the history of the character, which is really smart. That's cool.
Let's see. What are some of your favorite hobbies outside of voice acting?
Well, I guess people who follow me know that I'm kind of passionate about, although I've been horrible about it for the last few years now. I mean, the pandemic hit, I moved out from Los Angeles up to Boise, Idaho, right in the middle of 2020. But I'm passionate about night sky photography, nightscapes, and astrophotography, like deep sky objects, things like that, and passionate about trying to prevent light pollution, or at least educate folks about light pollution. I belong to an organization known as the International Dark Sky Association, and I try my best to participate as best I can with that organization, and at least try to help promote the efforts that they're making in terms of like educating and bringing about even legislation to sort of mitigate light pollution where we can. But that I also enjoy photography of wildlife and bird photography and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of I enjoy getting outdoors. I enjoy camping. I enjoy skiing in the winter with my sister, and hiking, mountain biking, kayaking, not like crazy whitewater, rapid, but flat water recreational kayaking. No, I think when I get a chance, I like to be outside. It can be because so much of my day is this. It's in these quiet rooms.
That's true.
In this like dead-end space, and it's like, you don't want a lot of windows to the outside because it can make a lot of noise, and that becomes a difficult part to kind of control. So you just sort of feel cooped up, and that's what happened with me with photography of the night sky, is that it was a safe hobby for me to pursue when I was at a time in my career when I was just exceptionally busy and really was trying to just, work. I was kind of getting burned out, and I was just like, man, this is exhausting. What could I do to where I don't have to worry about, if I go for a mountain bike ride back in the day, I'd be worried about the fact that if I'm out there and I'm gone for 3 hours, it's Murphy's Law. Like, very much the nature of this business can be last minute or promo jobs. Because I do a lot of things outside of just animation and video games. I do a lot of retail work. I do a lot of promotional work. And sometimes those clients expect you to be almost instantly available. And it's like twist my arm, golden handcuffs, as they say. It's a wonderful problem to have, but back when I was exceptionally busy, the idea that I could take time off and go do something during the day was just kind of risky. So I found out that what's a hobby that I could do at night? Well, photography or working with telescopes, that kind of thing. Then it became, well, how do I photograph the things that are in my telescope? And boy, oh boy, that was a rabbit hole to go down. And so yeah, I try to get outside of the booth and into the outside as much as I can. So yeah, that's another reason why. Excuse me. Look at this small guy. It's like, oh my gosh, 3:30 in the afternoon. No, that was another reason why I like moving to Boise, Idaho. Like the access to the outdoors here was what
that makes sense.
Catalyst for my decision. I bought up here in 2011, and the idea that I can the Boise River is close to my home. I can walk, and in 5 minutes, I'm walking along the Boise River. You know, if I go 2 hours in any direction, I'm in completely different, you know, landscapes and topography. I've got, you know, desert sand dunes. I've got snow-covered mountains. I've got, you know, anything and everything. So volcanic fields. It's Idaho's a really great state for the outdoors.
I just realized something. I have a command that's like constantly reminding people to like stay professional, and I just remembered that I forgot to change the name on the command, like as if I'm still interviewing Mike Pollock.
Oh, how funny.
Oh my goodness, I just picked that up.
So is this, I mean, like, honestly, it doesn't matter to me either way. Are we technically live right now? Is that what's happening? Or?
Yes, we're live. We're live on Twitch, actually.
What's on Twitch? Oh, even better. Hi, Twitch.
Yeah, everyone's commenting on one thing though. When I asked about the hobbies, they're commenting to me about the drums behind you.
Oh, the drums. Okay, that's not so much a hobby. I mean, it was. I was a garage band drummer as a kid, and it was a passion that I really thought I wanted to try to pursue when I was in my early 20s. But I really did not go about learning the right and proper way. And so the pandemic prior to the pandemic hitting, I have this is the actual acoustic kit that's stacked up there in the corner in their cases. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy my dream drum set, and I'll just get into doing that, like, you know, one of these days kind of thing. And then I just realized sitting down, I'm like, man, I've developed so many bad habits with this. So I stopped playing altogether, put the sticks away, and then a colleague, a friend of mine, Tommy Ricard, who's very close with Courtney Taylor. And Tommy's an incredible drummer. He's also a very gifted voice actor, and he, you know, was like, hey, I'll offer lessons. And I'm like, yeah. We met at a Super Bowl party and just started talking drums and having a good time. And so working with Tommy, he was like, have you seen how far the technology's come on these, you know, on these electronic kits? And I was sort of blown away by it. And I thought, well, there's the perfect example of something I could set up and have in my studio, where if I left the acoustic kit set up, the thing would be covered in cloth and, you know, fabric to stop the drum heads from vibrating when I'm speaking. The cymbals would all vibrate, you know, in a room like this. So I was like, I don't want to set that up. So to have this, pop on the headphones and just kind of practice and go through some stuff, that is definitely something that, you know, it's like my midlife crisis thing, like I'm in the roll era, you know. And it's great because nobody hears anything. You know, they just hear like some grown man just tapping away on stuff inside of this closed space, if they were to hear anything at all. But no, it's that is. I am still just. I love percussion. I love drums. I've been very bad as of late about practicing and getting on. I almost did it today. It's kind of funny. Man, I saw Dave Matthews Band on Tuesday night here in Boise, and Carter Beaufort's like one of my favorite drummers. The guy's he's 67 years old now, and it's incredible. The guy just as fast and quick and fluid and powerful as he's ever been. And I was like, oh, makes me want to play it again. But no, that's just every now and then I get on there and I nerd out, put on the headphones, and play along to music. I like to play along to like Cake. The band Cake is one of my favorite bands of all time, and they're just an easy kind of like find the pocket and groove out, that kind of thing. But yeah, that is one of my hobbies. Yes.
Nice. Next question is, do you have any interest in the IDW Sonic comics?
Yeah, I mean, I know that like there's been like a growing interest in that in the fan base, and I guess people are really loving obviously the animation style in that as well as the storylines. I've never been a big comic book guy though. I just wasn't introduced to it, I think, early enough at like an early enough age. So it's kind of funny. Every now and then I've been like, yeah, I'd like to get into this, but I'm also a horrible reader. I tend to just not want to sit still that long, and it's like if I've got free time, I'm either like wanting to like do something to the house, I'm still feeling like I'm unpacking from the move. And try to catch up and do little tasky, you know, work projects around the house, or just get outside. I want to go outside and be out in nature. So it's rare that I get a chance to kind of sit down. That's why podcasts and audiobooks are big with me, because they can be done while I'm doing something else. So that the idea that I would sit and read, not that comic books are, you know, long form reading, but I definitely find myself a little bit like, yeah.
So have you ever had people like ask you like on Twitter or anything saying like, hey Roger, you ever think about dubbing the comics in your Sonic voice?
So I mean those are interesting questions. Sure. In what way? That I do my own thing of it and try to like do story time with with Uncle Podge here, and it's like and I'm just because that gets into some tricky things where it's like you go, I don't own the rights to the voice, and so you'll have people ask you to do things very often, and you go, oh, this is so tricky because it's like yes, in your mind right now I'm representing Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's like to a company they're kind of going, what are you doing with our product?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't really understand that it is, at the end of the day, it's a job, and you try to find you try to navigate this as best you can. And so of course I would think about doing it if Sega said, hey, we're thinking about doing some dubbing of the comics and we want to use the video game cast to do it. Then sure, I'd be on board for that. But the idea that I'm going to do it on my own YouTube or that kind of thing, or it's no, it's not up to me.
Right.
So of course I can think about it all I want. It's not going to be up to me. So.
Understood.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's try to take one question from the audience, or should I say chat? I said audience. Gosh darn it! I'm like, I'm just in the zone right now.
Go to the live audience. Audience, do you have a question for Uncle Podge?
Let's see. I'm gonna come on. First question that pops up, guys. First question. Because a lot of people have been saying, like, ask him this. And I'm like, I can't just interrupt the man. Let him speak.
Whatever. I blab. Anybody who knows me, it's like, yeah, I talk way too much.
First question is, what was your favorite acting role?
Oh gosh. I'll do a safe answer. I think I was about 4. I was probably 4 years old, and this is where it all began. My first voice acting gig. I was at Grand Avenue Elementary School, and they were doing a production. At that age, I think it was like kindergarten at best, kindergarten, preschool, stuff like that. They do like stage productions and all, and it's like a bunch of kids like stand in a line and parade around and do something, and they were doing Charlotte's Web, and there were no speaking lines. It was all like, I guess, pre-recorded and with like narration, and then the kids were just sort of like dancing things out. But at one point, they gave me a microphone and said, you have the one speaking line in the whole play, and it was Mr. Zuckerman, you're going to the fair, I think was the line, right? And okay. I owned it, man. I delivered. I took that mic and I was like, I'm sure in my biggest, deepest voice at the time, which was, Mr. Zuckerman, But I remember just thinking like, oh, what a cool thing that it was like. I think back on that moment because the parents all laughed because they just thought it was funny. This kid just like all of a sudden I got a microphone and I got to do this thing. That was probably the very first role. I guess I'm 47. I can still remember it. So. It's kind of an interesting thing to think. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Zuckerman. It was Mr. Zucker or Mr. Zuckerman. I can't remember, from Charlotte's Web. He was the guy that was the farmer that owned the pig, the magical pig. And that was probably the first.
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
Sorry, I just got raided by another streamer, so it's downplayed. Just letting I know I'm doing an interview with Roger Craig Smith right now. I appreciate you. I notice you, but I gotta stay focused here.
I just heard Mike. Very familiar.
Yeah.
Was that him doing that after he had just tweeted that out, or what?
No, I grabbed the voice line from the game.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is, what is your favorite anime?
Ooh. Favorite anime? Interesting. Man.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
So funny, I guess, I would consider Robotech to be anime from back in the day. I remember like loving Robotech as a kid. And so maybe that would be the answer there. I mean, my gosh, it's like I've been fortunate enough to be, to voice Datara in Naruto. And so getting to be a part of something like that, and as well as doing other little incidentals and other characters in Naruto, has just been like, wow. So, I mean, you gotta go. It's a safe answer, because it's like one of the biggest. Yeah, we'll go Naruto.
Okay, there you go. Next question is, what do you think of Sonic fan projects, and which one's your favorite?
Well, what if my answer was I'm not aware of Sonic fan projects, so therefore I can't say which one's my favorite?
Totally acceptable.
Very presumptive second question. It's like who is your favorite voice actor and why is it me?
Yeah.
You know what? I see stuff like I see stuff. I've been given things at times that can be quite disturbing. And you know, I don't know. I mean, it's like it's just I think it's great that fans are passionate enough that they want to like create their own sort of like storylines or their own characters or their own anything. And yet it's difficult for me to kind of weigh in on that stuff because again, I don't own the rights to the character and I have to be very careful about what I endorse. You know, even though it's not an endorsement. If I just said, hey, this is great, somebody might go, ooh, yeah, but you should see what else they've written because they've got some really, ooh, it's pretty scary stuff. It's like you got to be so careful with that sort of thing. So it's kind of a delicate situation, if you will.
Okay. So you mentioned voicing Data. So now my next question actually is a pretty big one. Which one do you prefer to voice act in, games or animations?
Oh boy. They're both kind of very, very interesting. I will say just from the sheer volume of work that games bring as opposed to animation, animation tends to be a lot more fun because of that, because game recording can be quite a process. And it can be long. It can be 4 hours of just solid vocal work. And it very often is because they book us on 4-hour chunks of time. Look at me. I'm already tired. Oh God, I had to stand behind a microphone and shout and yell. Yeah, no, I would say animation tends to be a little bit more on the fun side, to be honest, and it's less about it being not tedious. It's not that games are tedious, but they can involve a lot of work. And so it's not to say that it's not awesome or just as rewarding in the end, but the animation world tends to be a little bit more focused, and because it's two completely different mediums, two completely different styles of how you experience the medium. One is interactive. You are controlling the character, so you need to cover all of the sounds the character makes, the running, the jumping, the everything.
Yeah.
Whereas with an animated series or animated film, it's like they have their storyboards, they know what they want to have happen in that scene, and you go up and you deliver the scene, and then you move on, or you sit down for a while while other actors are doing their thing, that kind of thing. So it's nowhere near as demanding on the voice. So by comparison, animation might be a little bit more fun, but for the most part, it's all. I mean, a day behind the voiceover microphone is a good day. It's like I say, the acquisition of the work is the work.
Yeah.
Work is almost always fun. So, yeah, it's hard to say, like, do I have a favorite? It's like, I like working.
There you go.
The job, it's an industry. So it's like, if anytime that somebody wants to hire me to do anything, I'm always like, yeah, great, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so Zoom is trying to kick me out of the meeting because I don't have Pro. So could we like I can send you like a new invite code and like restart this timer?
Yeah, or I could just send you the link. You want me to do that?
That works too.
Set that up, and I'm gonna let's see, how would I get that to you? Yeah, let me try that with you. I'm gonna leave this meeting real quick, and then I'll try to set up a new one.
Got it.
All right.
All right.
Look forward to I'll DM you there.
Okay. Whew, okay, guys, this is going really well, really well. I got nervous. Oh my God, I'm really nervous. Oh, I'm so nervous. Anyway, I see your questions, guys. We're gonna get to them. Okay, as many as I can. We'll probably do like a rapid fire kind of thing. Oh man, I'm nervous. Oh, you guys can't see me right now, but I know. But like, oh my God, I'm just so nervous and I'm smashing it. Thank you. Also, hello everyone. Hello. Thank you for the raids. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate all of you. You're great people. You got this. Thank you. Whew. Oh man. Oh, I need a drink. Gotta drink my water. Okay. Whew. Kind of rude of Zoom to be like, because like I don't know if y'all saw my face like freak out for a moment because it said like you got 10 minutes left, wrap it up. I'm like, Zoom, no, why are you doing this to me? Don't do this, Zoom, don't do this. Oh man. Okay, he's making a new link. Just gotta be patient. It's okay to be nervous. I know. I just... And then the sound. Guys, I'm so sorry about the sound. I'm so sorry that the sound was being weird. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the sound. Sorry if my question is a bit loaded. It was just more of a general question, behind the scenes, voice acting questions, all the process of it. How'd you like the file alert? Dude, that freaking... I tried to keep my cool there. I first freaked out and I was like, wait, was that good timing for something? I don't know. Oh, man. Whew. Hey. Oh. So yeah, I did a quick fix on the sound. Oh man. Favorite Sonic game to dub and why? Perfect. Okay. So guys, when it comes to questions, I'm just nervous and all over the place. So I did the audience question because I was just so nervous. I don't know, I freaked out. I'll do a portion for audience questions. Didn't I just say this? I'm trying to remind my own self now. Goddamn. I'll do a portion where I'm just gonna be like, okay, all audience questions, let's go. But I still have my own questions I have written down here in my little thingamabobber. He's typing. Oh, the meeting. We're getting back in there. Okay. Passcode? Oh, what's the passcode? What's the passcode? Roger, what's the passcode? What's the passcode? I can't spell. Ugh. Gosh, I feel scatterbrained. Oh boy. There's a passcode. Oh, there's a clip. Oh god. Voice of Sonic Project, other previous Sonic VAs. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, that's the passcode. Okay, got it. Join. Okay, join with video. Okay, he's letting me in. All right, perfect. There we go, we're back. Back in business. Okay, sweet. All right. Let's get back to it, shall we? Let's see, where was I? Oh, right. So, this is always a big question that fans were always talking about in the past. But there's also a lot of Sega guidelines when it comes to the story. But what are the guidelines when you're voicing Sonic?
Guidelines in terms of what we can and can't do?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I mean I wouldn't even know. I mean, I guess so they're comparing to Marvel's guidelines of
So with Sega, there's guidelines oh, Sonic can't cry, he can't be too sad, stuff like that.
I don't know. I mean, I can remember, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think it's always kind of changing a little bit here and there. I wouldn't know. And I mean, honestly, with the way things get licensed to other companies, there were things that I found that were interesting. Some of the dialogue in the cinematic universe. That I was kind of huh. Never would have said that. I never would have said that.
Nice.
Said that. And it's only because of the world that I've sort of played in and lived in has been one that's, I think, pretty restrictive. But again, that's because it's directly affiliated with Sega. And so I think I really wouldn't know. I would imagine that any sort of guidelines, that kind of thing, just sort of exists on a per project basis.
Okay. If you could redo a role, which one would it be?
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
Yeah, every actor, we always hate, it's anytime you get to listen to stuff that you've done or see things that you've done, you're always oh, I could go with that take. Oh, I know I did a better version of that. Or, that's the insecurity, I think, of actors. But yeah, I think if I had a chance to do it over again, I probably would always just want to do something different or try it again or do it better, that kind of thing. So yeah, chances are it would be all of them.
Okay, that's a good answer. So this one comes from the audience. If you were to do the Werehog voice, what would it sound like?
I'm a werehog.
I like it. I don't know about you guys, but I like it.
I mean, that was,
Hey,
No,
I could use a higher voice for a hug.
I'm definitely not going to do anything like that right now, because anything I do and attempt right now is either going to be completely scrutinized, or they're going to go, "Oh my gosh, he could do it," or "He'd be horrible at it." So I don't know. If I
Or you secretly know how to do it because you secretly recorded the voice lines for the next game. Aha!
I have no idea. Like, no, I would, if I ever got a chance to do something like that, I'd jump at the chance. I mean, it'd be fun to play around with some other version of something within the Sonic universe like that. So it'd be kind of cool.
Would you ever be comfortable if Sega were to like do a new like remake of Sonic Adventure? Would you be comfortable voicing Sonic in that game, or be like, oh no, that's for the other Sonic voice actor, I should let that guy have that role?
I mean, honestly, it's like I have no idea how this works. So it's like, and that's the reality of the business. I mean, I know nothing about what was taking place, but I remember just so don't come at me with any of this stuff. But I know that like Jennifer Hale was receiving sort of like not criticism, but just that people were commenting on the fact that she was replacing another actor, that kind of thing. These things happen. I'm not in the most recent Resident Evil games, and a lot of people are like, "Why aren't you Chris Redfield?" And you're like, "Because it's not up to me. I don't just call up Capcom and go, all right, I'm ready to do some more stuff for you guys." It's like it just never works that way. So it really would not be either up to me or to the other actors on any given project as to whether or not decisions get made. I mean, that happens in this industry all the time. You know what I mean? I mean, if it really worked that way, it sure would have been nice to have somebody kind of go, "Well, I'm not going to do that in this movie because Roger Craig Smith's the voice of." So hint, hint, and a little ooh. But that's the reality of the industry, and it's like, and that's why I'm like, I'm not faulting anybody for taking a role or doing anything like that. That's how the industry works, and there can be a lot of things that play into it. Legal rights of ownership, union versus non-union. There could be all sorts of things like that exist there. So it gets very complicated. That's just the reality of the business. So.
Okay. All right. I like that. I was actually trying to I didn't want to make anyone uncomfortable, so I didn't want to talk about the whole Bayonetta voice actor stuff. But if you're comfortable talking about that,
well, I know nothing about it. I'm just saying that's a very common kind of a thing in the industry. It's like, I am not the first voice of Sonic. I am not the first voice of Batman. I'm not the first voice of Captain America. It's like, that's how this goes. And even then, there have been things that have happened, like even with a character where I was sort of the establishing voice actor for Ezio. They did something where, I can't remember, it was like a handheld project or something like that, or a mobile platform kind of a thing, and all of a sudden it got sent out to another company, another entity, and they had some other actor try to do the voice of Ezio, and the fan base was like, "What on earth is this?" And I don't fault the individual for taking the job. I mean, that individual probably just found out they got a job, and it's like, okay, cool, what am I doing? Oh, this thing. Oh, okay, cool. Maybe Roger Craig Smith didn't want to do it, or it's like. And I've had actors that would reach out, but I always look at it and go, look, if a company that owns something is saying that they're ready to move into a different direction, they're doing this, and other people are saying, I would never, ever, ever, it's like, unless there's an ongoing negotiation, like with Bender and that kind of thing, where people are like, really, don't make all of the other colleagues in this industry suddenly to be used as pawns in this negotiation game. If it's that kind of a scenario, then yeah, you reach out to the actor and go, "What's going on, man? Are you stepping down from this? This came across my desk, and But I mean, I also don't fault people for look, the decisions were made, and it's like they're ready to move on, and because these things have to be sort of revamped and brought along to new generations of new fans and that kind of thing, it's like makes perfectly good sense. You don't retain a role forever. It just depends. I mean, it just depends. I mean, it's like Charles Martinet. Here we go again. With the Mario, live action. These things happen. It's just how the industry goes, and it doesn't mean that it's not frustrating or just short-sighted or unfair or whatever you want to think of it as. It just is. It's just a sort of the nature of the industry. So I don't I don't look at it like I've got decision-making capabilities, and this is like I have no decision-making capabilities whatsoever. And I don't fault people for taking roles or taking advantage of things that come along, because none of us own the rights to the characters.
Right. Some people in my chat are actually kind of curious. Have you ever met Charles Martinet in person?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
we do cons together all the time.
Oh, look at that.
Collecticon, we've done like at least 3 Collecticons together. I want to say even maybe Phoenix was out there for that one as well. There's been a bunch. I don't know if he's out. I'm at my next appearance is in Columbus, Ohio, beginning of December for GalaxyCon Ohio, or Columbus, I guess, by the name of the city. I don't know if Charles is at that one or not, but no, we've done a few. In fact, the last one I did was in Denver with him, and they put both of our tables next to each other. So yeah, Charles and I get along very well. He's a really wonderful, sweet human being, and so it's a lot of fun where all of a sudden, somebody will bring one thing to have me sign it as Sonic, and then take it over to his table and have him sign it as Mario, and that kind of thing. We just sort of chuckle about it. Every now and then he'll talk a little smack to me, here and there, kind of making fun of me, and we just have a lot of fun sort of going back and forth.
That must be great.
Who happen to voice interesting, odd characters.
So, I just saw this question. I feel like it's really relevant. Who would win in an Olympics competition? You or him?
Well, I mean, me, I would think just from the sheer age difference.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you thinking, or are they implying Sonic versus Mario? Or Mario versus Sonic, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I always, if it's about the 2 characters, I always just go, look, if that was to ever happen, it's like when people go like, who would win in a fight, Captain America or Batman, and you just go, oh gosh. If that much awesomeness was to ever go at it, a hole would be ripped open in the space-time continuum, and all matter would cease to exist as we know it, so humanity would lose. And that's not to say that Charles isn't in good shape or anything like that, but I think I've got him by quite a few years at this point, so.
There you go.
Perhaps I might do a little bit better. Not that I'm some spry, young feller, but no, I think he would hold his own, but I got to go with me. I would take it.
Okay.
I would crush that man. No.
So I'm curious. So you have a Twitch channel, correct?
Nope.
Oh. Well, because I could have sworn like
I did technically answer that question, did I not? No, I don't have a Twitch. You may have seen me playing on Twitch with like Chris Edgerly and Johnny Young, like with Apex Legends. We've done that for a couple different things, but it's not. I don't have a. I mean, I'm on Twitch, but I don't have a channel.
yeah, that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry, because like I was in like one of the Sonic streams and they like saw your name, they were talking to you. I was like, is this the real Roger Craig's man? Like,
Every now and then it's like if they're doing something with the Sonic Twitch streams, that kind of thing, I'll pop on and just say hi to the fans and then kind of bop out pretty quick. And I've got friends that do stuff on Twitch, and I try to kind of bombard their little like chat feeds every now and then, that kind of thing. But I don't participate in Twitch.
got it. Okay. So I'm curious. Do you know about G Fuel?
Gatorade, right? Isn't it like
No, that's something else. There's the Sonic G Fuel, the peach rings.
what?
You didn't know about that?
All right, hang on. All right, we're googling in real time. Is it like a can, like energy drink kind of a thing?
Yeah, they come in cans. They also come in powders.
Is that what G Fuel is? It's gamer fuel. Like
Yeah.
Okay. I'm slightly familiar. That's why I was like, it's like Gatorade, right? But it's not Gatorade. It's an energy sports drink. Is that what it is?
I mean, on the labeling, it says dietary supplement, but it's an energy drink. I don't think anyone's taking that for dieting.
Energy drink by G Fuel.
So I guess the next follow-up question to this is irrelevant because there's a Sonic G Fuel that's chili dog flavored, and I was curious if you ever had it.
Peach rings? Good lord.
Yeah, they got peach rings, party punch.
Sour power?
Yeah, sour power.
And there's a Sanic? They're like literally a Sanic.
And it's disgusting. Oh my god. It's horrible. For some reason the liquid's pink. I don't know why.
Party punch, fruit cereal.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
This sounds very healthy.
Oh no, far from it.
They're calling it like a nutritional supplement when it's like party punch, fruit cereal, dietary supplement, focus, endurance, energy, reaction. 15 calories? What's going on?
See, guys, Roger doesn't know about G Fuel because Roger's healthy.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not trying to talk smack on him. I just am like, oh no, I guess. Okay, so it isn't. So this is something you add to water, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's like it's okay. So it's electrolytes and things like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, no, I'm not going to try anything Sanic related like that. It sounds disgusting. You haven't done a good job of selling me on it, so I'm assuming it's nothing I want to.
No, you don't want it. You don't want it. No. Okay, so now, chat, I'm gonna let you ask your questions, okay? Ask the questions and I'll read them. So the first one I see right here is, what is Roger's favorite video game?
Oh man, I think one of the ones I really enjoyed the most was Portal. I really enjoyed playing Portal. I liked the fact that it was like you can kind of it was puzzle based. It was kind of like figuring things out. You can spend time with it. Oh gosh, what's the other one, like Human Fall Down?
Human Fall Flat?
Human Fall Flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one cracks me up. I just laugh. They look like drunken toddlers when they walk and try to like stick their hands on things and all that. But I tend to enjoy things that are more like, okay, now can I just kind of chill out and relax with this, as opposed to, like, gosh, every time I try to like play, Apex Legends, I'm just like, really? This is what games. Oh my god, this is so fast. I was like the guy from Shawshank who gets out of prison and he gets out, he's writing to his buddies back in prison how much he misses prison, because he's like, the world went and got itself in a big damn hurry. And that's how I feel about video games now. I'm like, too old. I'm too old. It's going so fast. And I'm not too old, but I'm slowing down.
The next question is, what was your connection to Sonic before voicing him?
Playing the games, just like anybody would have. You got to remember, it's like I graduated high school in 1994. Game came out in 91, and it was like right in that prime area. It's like, go to your buddy's house and it's like fire up the Sega and play NHL hockey and Sonic, and it's like that was. And I still remember one of the first times I saw the launch of the Sega Genesis and the Sonic the Hedgehog game, and they had it like on a demo, in the window of it was called Circuit City back in the day.
Circuit City. Oh.
So they had it on like a display mode, on like a demo mode, and it was just showing how fast like that side-scrolling speed was, and I'd never seen a game move that quick.
And did you ever think like, oh man, I'm voicing that guy? Like, who would have thought you were gonna voice him?
I think that now, but it's like back then, like the idea of like voice acting was never even anything that was on my. I didn't think anything of like, the fact that there were adults that had that job, or that it was even something that I could do. It was never something that I was never really considering it. It wasn't until I was doing stand-up comedy for a number of years. 5 years of doing that, and I kept hearing people like kind of comment on like, oh, you would host like corporate events. Just people go like, oh, do you work in radio? You sound like you got a radio voice. You're like, oh, no. And they're like, oh, you speak very clearly. Like maybe that's something like you sound like you've had broadcast training. Like no. And then people will start going like, oh, you do funny voices and characters in your act. Are you like a voice actor? And you're like, what's that? Like for cartoons. And I was like, no, I don't. I don't get to do that kind of thing. And then finally, we were trying out for the Aspen Comedy Festival. And we were performing at the Improv down in Irvine. And as soon as we were done with the show, the 10 of us that were selected to perform go back up on stage after the audience leaves, and the woman that was there to evaluate us goes down the line and critiques, everybody's performance in front of your colleagues, and then she gets to me and she goes, who represents you for voiceover? I was like, nobody. And she goes, oh, you do a lot of voices and characters in your act. It sounds great. You should really look into that. And she moved on. And it was like, she said nothing about my comedy, and it was more like, hey, you should go do this different thing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to this industry professional, and yeah, that's how this all sort of came to be.
Okay.
But yeah, I played the games. It's like I played all that stuff, and I just remember thinking like, oh, it's so cool that like he turns and looks at you and like, checks his watch and stomps his foot like, let's go. I'm like, wow, this character has attitude, a personality, and a video game character. That's yeah. Pretty cool.
Yep. Someone's asking, do you eat chili dogs?
I don't eat chili dogs often, but I don't have an aversion to chili dogs. I think chili dogs are awesome. I mean, it's the best of all worlds.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's like, like I try not to eat that sort of stuff as often as I can. So I don't have a steady diet of chili dogs, but I do eat chili dogs.
Okay. Next question is, what Sonic game does Roger think is underrated?
Huh. Oh man, I mean, like, take your pick. What Sonic game is underrated? I don't know. I mean, isn't that? I mean, like, you're asking me. I guess. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't know like which one to specifically say is underrated. Wouldn't that be kind of arrogant for me being involved in the series to be like, well,
I guess.
no, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a pretty controversial question to ask. I mean, because everybody's got their opinions on all that kind of stuff. So, but I'll go with Sonic 06.
There we go. There we go. So, someone's asking, what is your relationship with Disney?
What's my relationship with Disney? It's complicated.
Complicated.
Yeah, we're seeing other people right now. We're just trying to see how that's going to go. No, I was a huge fan of Disneyland as a little boy. I loved Disney cartoons and movies and all of that as a little kid. And I grew up in Southern California. You could set your watch to the Disneyland fireworks in the summer. It was like, it's kind of crazy to think, like the history of that. But then I was fortunate enough in 2013 to get to voice Rip Slinger in Disney's Planes. And we've been working on the film for about 3.5 years, and it was, a long time coming. It was originally going to be like straight to video. It was done by Disney Toon Studios, and then all of a sudden it got a theatrical release. And I'm thrilled anytime Disney calls to get to do stuff with Disney. It's just it's like a dream come true. I was such an aviation buff as a kid. I have all sorts of like weird little like aviation knickknacks and things that I collect. And kind of put up in the house and that kind of thing. So like I was a definite like plane buff as a kid. Like, I had the big book of warplanes and all these things that, as a little boy just loving like flying machines. And then all of a sudden it's like to get a chance to be a part of Disney's Planes, where it was combining two things that I just loved so much as a little boy, airplanes and Disney, was a dream come true. So I guess that's my relationship with Disney. It's very funny. It's like I think a lot of people assume that we have working relationships, so that I'm an employee of Sega or an employee of Disney. And the industry just doesn't work that way. It's that I'm a hired gun. I'm an independent contractor who shows up, I do the job, I go home, and that is it. I'm paid for that amount of time, and that's it. But I've been fortunate enough to be a part of like the Owl House. I've been a part of Big City Greens and getting to do these big projects for these big companies. It's like it's a blast. So it's like I'm not partial to one over the other or that kind of thing, but yeah, that's my relationship to Disney.
All right, there you guys have it. What do you enjoy about voice acting Mirage? I'm guessing that's from Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mirage is probably closest to maybe the little ad-libs that they let me kind of play around with are very close to like my style of a sense of humor, which is like I've never been a big guy. I've never been, overly athletic to the point where I had prowess on like a sports field of any type, and yet could do just fine. But anytime I get a little cocky or anything like that, it's like I gotta pepper in a little self-deprecation at the end of stuff. And since Mirage does a lot of that, he's got way more bravado than I would, and he's way bigger in terms of like his self-assured kind of outward appearance, and then he's always kind of like peppering in little bits of like insecurity. That's very much me, and so it's fun to get to kind of play in being this character that I'm definitely not, but also incorporating elements of my own sort of sense of humor into it at the end. And I just love the little quips. The writing on Apex Legends has been second to none. And the writing staff there has done such a great job that it's always like a blast when I get to see some new lines that are kind of popping up for the next season, and to kind of get to play around with that character. So it's a lot of fun.
Nice. What is the weirdest character you've ever voiced?
You know what? There's one coming out.
Oh. But you can't say.
There's one coming out in December that I know about that I cannot talk about.
Okay, we'll be on the hush hush. We'll skip that one for now. We'll see what happens in December. Someone said, I've noticed you in a bunch of Cartoon Network stuff. How was it working with them?
Oh, they're great. I've done stuff with Cartoon Network for a really long time, and now getting to do like promos for the network and to do just different sort of announcements about upcoming shows, upcoming promotions, things like that. It's been phenomenal. That place was always sort of like had a very sort of familial feel to it. Pre-pandemic, going there and recording shows and seeing people that, you know, becoming friends with people that are there, like, hi Stacy, you know, folks that you just you get to know like on a regular basis, and yeah, it was a neat thing to be a part of that at a really interesting time in my career. And now to still be doing shows for them and to still be doing promotions for them, it's really cool. It's a neat thing. They just celebrated 30 years, which is kind of incredible when you think about it. But yeah, 30 years of a network that's just devoted to cartoons. And of course, they're having to find new audiences and ship and move around. And there's the blending of Warner Brothers and all of that, and it's like, so it's always complicated, as this entire industry is.
Yep.
One thing that just stays the same, except for The Simpsons.
Exactly right. Let's see, what's the next thing here? What happened? Oh, if allowed. Oh, let me. Okay. They're talking about the whole like contract renewal that you went through. Because we all remember you tweeted saying like it's been an honor for 10 years being Sonic, but now it's over. And then like later on, it's like, guys, I'm back. So do you want to like elaborate on that?
That was just like, it was an interesting thing where I thought, I don't know what's happening. I wasn't sure what was going on with the franchise, and it was like things were being announced, and it was kind of like, oh, I guess, okay. Like, I don't know what's happening. And I thought, you know, it's been 10 years. It's been a really good run, and maybe it's time to just kind of step back and let this sort of like evolve in a different way. And it spurred a conversation that I was not really even expecting. I was really kind of floored by the response. And so it opened the door to like have like really neat sort of conversation going forward. But that's also a misconception that people have, that I'm contracted or that I'm hired and fired. Again, there's just, it doesn't really work that way in the industry. It's like we're not employees, and we're not contracted to work. And even if you land a role on a given animated series, you're not guaranteed that you're going to be that character for the entirety of the series. If halfway through they decide they don't want you anymore, they don't fire you, they just don't bring you back. And it's because of the way this industry works is you're hired, you do the session, you're compensated for your work in the session, and then that's it. At that point, your sort of employment, if you will, is done. Because there's nothing that goes beyond that. They make contributions through the unions, to health and retirement programs, things like that. But that's it. It's like the job is sort of executed, and then it's over. So there's no, I'm not contractually obligated to any one entity or to any of the companies that I work with, and I'm not guaranteed, you know, tomorrow in any of the roles that I may or may not have on projects that may or may not be coming up. It's like, you know, that's how this business works. It's just that we are sort of hired independently, and you do the job that you do, and then you're done. So yeah, I don't have a contract with Sega. I don't have anything that's a guarantee of the next game or the next anything or whatever it might be. So I'm happy that they're happy, and I'm happy to keep doing this. It's an honor to have been a part of something for this long. And yet I also look at it and kind of go, that, you know, the odds of that lasting forever are so slim, and it would be shocking. But then again, I mean, like, it's lightning has struck so many times in my career that it's kind of hard to complain about any of that. And again, I've been fortunate enough to be able to be a part of this franchise for so long and see it through many different sort of like iterations. And this is just the next little step. And I can't wait to see what they've got coming next, because I know they have big plans, but it's going to be interesting to see where it all goes and what they're intending on doing and how they're going to do it. It's like none of that is knowledge that I have because I'm not an employee. So yeah, there's no contractual obligation to anything.
Okay. So during your time voicing all these Sonic games, which Sonic game was your favorite to voice in? Because we know you love the voice in Sonic Boom. We know how much you love that show. But when it comes to the games...
I remember enjoying Forces and Generations. I seem to remember liking those. And And I think I like Generations because I like the idea of them like playing with, with the idea that it's like we're going back to, like this duality of like, classic Sonic and modern Sonic. I remember thinking that was kind of cool. So yeah, no, I remember, but it's funny because again, this stuff is like, it's a whirlwind. It comes and goes like so fast, and it's like you're just sort of, you're done, and you just go, oh wait, what did I just do? It's like I recorded the game, okay, and then it's like, when is it coming out? Well, we don't really know yet. And then you find out that it gets announced online. You're like, oh, I guess it's coming out in 1.5 years or 2 years, that kind of thing. So I just have this recollection of enjoying the process of recording for both Generations and Forces.
Nice.
And Sonic Colors as well. I mean, like those were, those are the ones that seem to be kind of memorable.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if I understand this question. What's one deep cut role you're most proud of? What's deep cut?
Deep cut role, wow. Like I guess like a B-side or something that like most people wouldn't necessarily know me for.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's a deep cut. I don't really know. I guess, gosh, I'm trying to think. I mean, honestly, it's like a lot of the stuff that I did on regular show was always so much fun, and sometimes it was just silly little incidental characters that just had a blast. They had a blast getting to do. I enjoyed getting to be a part of Bug Snacks, and getting to voice Snorpy. A lot of people didn't know that I did that. It's not a deep cut to be Clagger in Arcane, which was really kind of cool. But that's like a lot of people don't know that I'm actually in Arcane. And so, yeah, it was, I don't know. Maybe, oh man, I just like pick any random one-off that I had done in regular show, and that's probably a safe.
I keep forgetting you're in regular show.
I got 7 seasons under my belt with those guys, and then on the 8th season, they all blasted off to outer space, and none of my guys went with them, so. I wasn't around for that one, but yeah. No, I'd say, yeah, the stuff that was done on regular show was always a lot of fun, so. Yeah, regular show. We'll go with that. Incidentals and regular show.
So, one last question from the audience. How long does it take to voice an entire game?
All depends on the game. All depends on, if we're talking Sonic games, it can just depend on how narrative heavy they want to make it. But games tend to take a long time. I mean, my gosh, doing the dialogue and the narrative heavy game of like, say, a Dying Light or Assassin's Creed or those types of games where it's a ton of dialogue, those can take weeks of like, you might have 4-hour sessions, 3 of those in a week, depending upon how vocally stressful, and you might do that for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It can go on and on and on. And if you're getting into performance capture to where you're doing stuff on a stage, on like a sound stage and that kind of thing in the mocap suits, it can take much longer. It all depends on the game and the scale of it, but it's far more demanding and tends to take a much longer amount of time than recording for animated series work.
Okay, all right. Okay, one person said that their question wasn't answered, but I figured like you're not allowed to talk about this or you don't know about this. They're asking if you're going to be in the Sonic movie 3.
I doubt it. I don't know anything about it. But I mean, like, I can say that at this time, I'm not involved in any of that stuff. I can say at this time, it's not going to happen. I'm thrilled for Colleen. I honestly was like, I was fully prepared if they were going to use her in the end credit sequence of the first one and not bring her in on the role for the second one, I was going to light them up. Because it's an aspect of the industry that's really, really frustrating for voice actors, or for actors in general, that it's like that Hollywood gets to be so scared of the idea that if they don't go with a celebrity, then it's not going to put butts in the seats and this kind of thing. And I get it. It's all part of like, anytime you've got investors involved and there's a lot of money at stake, you have risk of capital, and I understand all that. But to the fan bases, it's almost always never an issue. It's always like, no, we just want to know, we want to like what we like. And so, yeah, nobody's reached out to see if I'm doing anything in Sonic 3, so I would be shocked if they did.
Someone just said it would be funny if they cast you as Shadow.
See, people have said the same thing, but if they're going to do that, they're not going to do that. They're just not going to do that. I don't see them doing it. It's an interesting business, guys. It's a very interesting industry, and it's like, I am not complaining. It's an area of frustration for a lot of us, and I do complain to my friends very often about things and to colleagues about this sort of thing. but at the end of the day, I mean, look where I am. I'm earning a wonderful living. I get a really fun job. I get to be good at something, which is nice. I get to work hard at something that I find gratifying. It's very rewarding. But it's a very interesting industry, and it's like I can't see them wanting to go, yeah, let's get this guy in on this role or that kind of thing. Because I think if they were thinking along those lines, then they would have had me do a cameo in the beginning anyway. You know, it's like, oh, what if we have him like, you know, as a cab goes, you know, during a car chase scene, a cab goes, you know, crashing through a fruit stand because they have to have it in every movie. You know, we'll just have Roger be the guy behind the stand going, "Here's your banana, sir," you know, like that. And it's like, if they think along those lines, then they do that. And if they don't, then they don't. And I think they made it sort of abundantly clear they weren't interested in that, you know, from the get-go.
I was definitely expecting like what Nolan North did in the Uncharted movie. You know, like I was expecting like something like that to happen.
Yeah. But I mean, doesn't it just go to show that it's like, then maybe that's not something to where they're all that interested? I mean, look at their initial designs. I would argue this was some thing to where they weren't really all that interested in what they thought the fan base would respond to. It seemed very arrogant. It seemed like, well, we'll take this and go a new direction with it. We'll turn it into something special. And then they got their butts handed to them. And it was like, so if they were really thinking we're going to give a lot of Easter eggs to a fan base that we're, you know, that we're interested in bringing along for this, then they would have been thinking that way along those lines early on. And I don't think they were. I mean, clearly they weren't. And then they figured out very quickly how they were. I mean, my gosh, I can't imagine what would have happened if they had attempted it the way that it was. But no, so no one's reached out to me, and I would be shocked if they did. And I'm totally fine with it as it is. Like I say, I am not just an employee of Sega. I am not an employee of Sega. I don't just work for Sega. I work for lots of different companies and do a lot of different things because I'm a working voice actor. So that's all I need to do in life. And what comes with that is working on many, many projects for many different entities, and that's a good thing. So the fact that it hasn't happened or that I don't know anything about Sonic 3 or that kind of thing, I think it's safe to say you're not going to be seeing me or hearing me anytime soon in Sonic.
Right.
Percent.
Okay. Well, we are almost near the end time, which I imagine would have been 4:30. So, is there any final words you have to say for us?
Gotta go fast.
No. Sorry, but with the new Sonic, gotta go fast.
Oh my god.
Is it a t-shirt? Something.
Basically.
No, gosh, I mean, just like thank you to the fans that are so supportive and that say such kind things. I feel like I've been slowly sinking in this seat, haven't I? Just a little bit. No, thanks to the fans that have been so supportive and so passionate about this character and this franchise. And my gosh, congratulations! There's never been a better time to be a Sonic fan, you know, and alive and able to kind of consume all these different sort of projects. Really looking forward to what Devin and the entire cast of Sonic Prime are doing. It sounds amazing from the little clips that I've heard so far. I know the guys at Man of Action, and they do great work. So I think that's going to be a really, really top-notch series. And my gosh, I mean, it's like I can't believe I've been able to be a part of it for as long as I have. And knock on wood, I get to do more. But again, like I've said, it's not up to me. And I'm it's like I can't hang my head in anything other than just like, wow, what a unique thing to have been a part of. And it's exciting to see where it's going to go. And it's still relevant because of the passion of a very sort of passionate fan base. So kudos to you guys for still keeping this character around and relevant. And thank you for letting me kind of, you know, bop in and be a part of this very complicated little character for so long. And you know, here's to many more years. But we'll see what's going to happen in the world and with Sonic and gaming in general and all that stuff. But yeah, I guess I've got a lot of gratitude for the fans that have reached out and been supportive and said kind things. And I'm glad that the sort of overwhelming majority of people seem to really be enjoying Frontiers, and that's awesome because I know they worked really, really hard on this one to try to bring it along. And it's a very ambitious Sonic game, to say the least. And making games, guys, is not an easy practice. It is a very, very, very complicated process. And to see, again, the passion that exists with Team Sonic and everybody that's worked on this particular game, it's cool to see that it's being well received by the fans. So, yeah, thank you guys, everybody out there. So,
You're welcome.
Blue, everyone, stay blue. I can't believe I wear a blue shirt. I always try to, if I'm doing a Sonic, related thing, I'm like, what am I doing wearing red?
Well, you say you had a busy day, you're
Yeah.
busy.
It was all of a sudden. I wasn't sure if we were connecting, and then I cut the vibe. I was like, I think we're just live right now, and I was like, I'm not gonna say like, can I take a minute and go change my shirt?
We could have waited. My last words is I feel honored to have this interview happen. Because when I interviewed Mike Pollock, after that was done, literally everyone in my chat said, interview Roger next, go for Roger. And I was like, guys, I can't just like text Roger and just say like, hey, want to do an interview? Like, this man's busy. Like, I can't, it's hard. It's Roger, dude.
Oh, we scheduled this pretty far out too, because it was just kind of like, oh man, and I've been busier in my life than I've ever been, and it's fascinating, but it's a good situation, so I can't complain, man. I really cannot complain. And I know I'm being like, I'm not trying to be down on anything. I mean, it's just like, this is it's awesome to see Frontiers coming out and doing so well. And I know they've got a lot of big plans for Sonic, and it's kind of like, I just cannot wait to see what they're going to be doing and how this is all going to kind of come to be. And my gosh, we've got 35 years coming up, or the 30th is already come and gone, right?
Yeah, we're in year 31.
So yeah, it's like the idea of like it's still going to keep going. I mean, it's just like that's kind of hard to wrap your brain around. And like I said, to have been playing a game when I was like, a sophomore in high school, now to be, an old man and still getting to be a part of something like that, it's just a dream come true. So kudos to the fan base for keeping this stuff alive, and folks like yourself for supporting it and creating content.
No, thank you very much. Again, like, you took the time out of your day for this, and I really do appreciate that.
You're a nice guy, Javon, and I appreciated you being kind to me when. Where did we meet at?
It was Phoenix Game On Arizona.
Game On Arizona. That was the one. Game On Phoenix. Okay, yeah. Okay, I thought it was like Dallas Fort Worth for a second. I was like, that's pretty far away. But no, and you were kind enough to take the time to stand in line and talk to me and all that stuff. So yeah, it's funny how they can work out.
Exactly.
Thank you for having me on.
Anytime. So yeah, I guess this is goodbye. I hope you have a great day. And yeah, stay blue.
Stay blue, everybody. That's not a thing. I don't know.
He did it. Now it's a thing, guys. It's a thing.
Like, stay blue, everyone. In my red shirt. So see, you dressed very appropriately.
Thank you. I do have this ring and all that. Like,
well, I mean, I've got that guy like right there, but that's that's my Build-A-Bear, my Build-A-Bear Sonic. But yeah, it's I'll wear blue on the next one, I promise.
Well, you heard it here, folks. There's the next one. There you go.
Dang it! He's locked into another one. All right, Javon, thank you so much, buddy, and everybody stay safe out there and be nice to one another as best you can.
See you, Roger.
See you guys. Take care.
That was awesome! Way past cool! Oh my god, yes! Hi, everyone. Not breaking down into much. Oh, 8 Gems, you have no idea how badly I just want to say, I adore you, you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, should I give you your Twitch? I did. He has it. Oh, man. I'm sorry, I need water. Hold on. Oh my god. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Oh boy. Oh wait, not Zoom. Sorry, I'm just so used to being on Zoom now. Oh my gosh, I told you I'd be here. Oh my gosh, Roger Craig Smith is following the channel, dude. Oh my goodness. Let me read chat a little bit more. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, even Jake's here. Yeah, Hero, you kept saying your question. Okay, let me elaborate, Hero, on your question. You kept asking it, and I so badly wanted to just be like, I already answered it. He already answered it. He already answered it. And I'm like, I can't just say that. I'm just gonna type it real quick because we were talking about the other voice act. Well, not the other voice actors, but specifically we were talking about the voice actor for Sonic Adventure, and then he said like he wouldn't like have that be reserved just for that voice actor. He would take the role if he was offered the role, because a role's a role. So like he would take it. He would definitely take it, and he would be glad for it. You got in the stream with Stay Blue. Oh my god, that's gotta be my ending line now, huh? Oh my gosh. Oh, Nightbot, it's over, Nightbot. You can stop spamming that now. Oh my god. Okay. So now I have a question for all of you. Because last time we ended with Mike Pollock. Y'all told me to interview Roger. Out of curiosity, who the heck is next? Who's after Roger? Okay, like, I'm just curious. There's no guarantee, but I'm just curious. Also, I got this steelbook. I didn't get to show this off yet, but I got the steelbook for Sonic Frontiers. Pretty nice. Big the Cat, Tails, Cindy Robinson. Oh, there you go. Ooh, I can put the CD in there. Very nice. Smells new. Corone? Who's Corone? Very nice. Izuka, Yuji Naka. I was thinking about Yuji Naka. I was thinking about that. I just wonder if the language barrier would be difficult. Colleen. What if I did a vote? Let's see. I'm gonna do a poll in chat actually and see what happens. Next interview, because I can't use too many characters apparently. God, I'm so nervous. Let's see. I'm just gonna put the characters' names, okay? No, I didn't spell that right. I put an O. What the fudge? Okay, 5 minutes, go. All right. Colleen's probably gonna win. The VTubing ambassador of Sonic. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I don't know too much about the VTubing side of things. Okay. So yeah, there's a poll up, everybody. Vote for who you want me to interview next, and I can't promise you I'll be able to interview them, but like eventually down the road, I'll try to shoot for it. Okay. Oh. By the way, in case y'all are wondering about some of the options, Yuji Naka is the father of Sonic. He created Sonic the Hedgehog. Izuka-san, he's the one who's working on Sonic. He's like the main lead for Sonic right now when it comes to making the games. Tails is already winning. She speaks Japanese anyway. He's probably out of our league. Who? Wait, what? Who? Oh, Corone. I see. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, I need to like breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Ooh, that's actually working. I feel really like mellow. Ooh. Anyway, I tried to get to all of your questions as best as possible. Dude, I was all over the place. Well, we started with Sonic Frontiers. So, also, this is going up on YouTube, everybody. This is going up on YouTube. If you didn't see the whole thing, it'll be on YouTube. I'll try to get it up as soon as possible. Would it be possible to get Jason Griffith? I mean, as long as he's alive, you know, yeah, I could try to get him. You know, he is around. I can definitely try that. Colleen's been getting that dough to Sonic Movie 2, Sonic Frontier. That's true, yeah. Colleen's out here. You know, I subbed on YouTube. Thank you. Let me just put the YouTube out here, actually, in case anyone else wants to get to YouTube real quick and sub for that. But, yeah. Dude, if there's ever like a chapter of my life, like best moments of my life, that was one of them. That was one of them right there. You all just saw it. JL White, it's another one right there. Shoot, that's true. But Tails is winning. I think Colleen's next. I think Colleen is next. So it'd be nice to be tactical with it, you know, because it's like, it's great to interview these people, but like it's also great to like get like, I don't want to say like get attention from everyone, but like basically for this to be noticed and to be popular. Why the heck? Okay. And to like just to like get a lot of attention from the fan base. Get what's his name, movie Eggman, Jim Carrey. That's hard. That's hard. We're looking at Tails right now because Tails is winning this little poll, but that's hard. Interviewing Colleen, I think I would want to do that when either the next mainline Sonic game comes out, which I doubt will come out before the Sonic Movie 3, or do the Sonic Movie 3. Because I think doing Sonic Movie 3, or doing an interview when Sonic Movie 3 is already coming out, I think that's the best time. I think that would be great. So, if I would do an interview, it's going to be in 2024. So, yeah. Last year we did Eggman. This year we did Sonic. And like, now I'm waiting 2 years for Colleen, so... Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Yeah, you all want Tails. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, I hear you. I see you. Tails. Got you. Ben Schwartz. Knuckles is better than Tails. That's all I'm saying. Voice actor-wise, character-wise, which one are you talking about there, Johnny? Which one are you talking about there? Also, D-Jack, you're funny, dude. You're funny. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man. Character. Oh, character-wise. Okay, okay. What happened? Cootie, you're gonna have to watch the VOD. Watch the VOD or watch it on YouTube. Oh, man. Get Mike from the Sonic movie. Mike from the Sonic movie. Mike from the Sonic movie. You mean Donut Lord, right? What's his name?
Yeah, the actor.
Yeah. Ah, what's his name? The human guy. Oh my god, what's his name? I want to say it's not Jim something. No. Oh my god, what's his
James Martinson.
James, that's what I knew. It started with a J. James Martinson. Okay, so yeah, Tails won. So yeah, okay. Colleen, I'm coming after you. It's gonna happen. I mean, she did sign my poster. Or flyer. Poster. She's very nice. She's extremely nice, and I just gotta be smart with it. You know, I can't just be like, "Hey, Colleen, what's up?" You know, gotta be smart with it. Who's Silver's voice actor? You know, it could be anyone now. The last voice actor, yeah, we could interview that person, but like, I think it'd be better to wait until the new game comes out. Like, for example, like Shadow, for example, like we wouldn't interview the last Shadow voice actor. We interview like whoever's gonna be in the next new Sonic game. I feel like that would be better. If it's still gonna be the same one, then that works perfectly. But okay. So I'm going to end the stream off here. I'll be back eventually. So while I have you all here, real quick, I'm doing God of War Ragnarok playthrough because I already finished Sonic Frontiers, and I'll get the 100% that game after I'm done with Ragnarok because I really want to finish the story of Ragnarok. But I'm doing a Ragnarok playthrough, and it seems like it's not that popular on the channel. So just know that that's something that I'll be doing. I'm not sure if I'll keep on streaming it though. I'm just not sure because again, it's not that popular on the channel. So but I am uploading it on YouTube. They got the official voice of Silver to voice him in Death Battle. Nice. But yeah, I'm ending the stream off here. I'll probably be live again in like, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours, something like that. Who knows? But let's find someone to raid. Who the heck are we gonna raid? I mean, do y'all like Sonic Project 06? You like Project 06? Is that a thing? Or really, I could just raid Emerald. I could. But I'd rather give someone that doesn't have a lot of viewers, you know? So I think I'll raid my friend Stelmo here, if that's okay. Can I make a suggestion? I think I settled on Stelmo. Yeah. He's a good man. He's a good man. So I'll raid him, show him some love, tell him what happened. Okay, like tell him everything. Oh, okay. I guess that's our new outro. I don't think I have a choice here, okay? Everyone, stay blue. I actually really like it. I really do like it. Stay blue, everyone. Stay blue. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to get an emote that does that now. I'm gonna have to get an emote. See you all later. Thanks for being here. This was awesome, okay? Also, for those of you who are new here, join the Discord. I'll give you time now to get in there. Click that link. Congrats on the interview and stream, man. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. The beginning of a new era. Yes. Know that, like, there's a lot going on here with Sonic. It's the beginning of a new era, like Hero just said. A lot of great stuff is happening. This is just the beginning, okay? And this is a great week of Sonic Frontiers. Great release week, everybody. Also, in case you don't know, December 7th, 9th? December 7th or 9th, somewhere around there, Sonic Frontiers OST will be released for you to buy, okay? In case y'all didn't know, because I saw a lot of people don't know about that. So keep your eye on that. Early December, okay? See you all later. Stay blue.